Welcome to the show. Y'all know the usual. Let's begin by giving you the very latest cases of COVID-19. Oasis County, we're at 33,399 plus 166. That brings up almost to a total of 33,500 cases. None have recovered here. None have recovered in Oasis County. Deaths. Three new deaths here, which brings up total to 619, almost 620. Next, in the state of Texas, 2.18 million plus 21,882. None have recovered here in the state of Texas. The deaths, 32,621 plus 318. That's getting close to 34,000 deaths in the state of Texas. United States. In the United States, 24.5 million plus 185K. None have recovered in the United States. 4OK deaths plus 2,770. Worldwide, 53.1 recovered, 2.6 million, and total cases are 96.2 million. Let's go to the biggest case ever. Los Angeles County, California. 1.3 million plus 7,685 cases. 14,122 plus 186. The biggest case ever is in Los Angeles County. Their cases are growing as high as a tower. As high as a tower. And there's nothing that can be done. They might just sit there and do nothing about it. You have mask orders. Why not start issuing mandates? Why not issue mandates that specifically states you need to wear a mask every day when you go out, jogging, or sell masks that would allow you to jog? The question, can you wear face masks But the question is, should you wear a face mask when running outdoors? Most of us seen the pictures in crowded parks and trails of hordes of people bunched together, so people in the crowd aren't wearing face masks, others aren't. You don't need to wear a face mask. Instead, be mindful about crossing the street to avoid getting too close, giving that person the 6 feet when passing. Just be on the lookout for the side effects: chest pain, dizziness, light headaches, difficulty elaborate breathing. But now the question all of a sudden came to me. How to politely ask someone to wear a face mask? If you see someone that doesn't have a face mask, how can you politely ask him? To say something or not to say something? Just be polite and be discorrect. Try. Just say it like this. All the information we have right now says that wearing a face mask is the best way to keep yourself and others safe. Would you be willing to put your mask or pull it up over your nose? And here's another. Health officials have recommended that everyone in the community wear a face mask to protect each other and to help our hospitals. Would you be willing to put your mask on or pull it up under your nose? Consider asking a manager to intervene. If you can't help interacting with this person, maybe you politely ask them and they were asked to refuse. Just consider asking a store manager or an employee to step in. One person suggests one thing you could try is to get someone who's in charge involved. And then you have to let go of whatever happens after that. Could be the fifth person that's the manager has to wear a face mask, and they've been screamed at times. Sometimes people just forget. Just also focus on what you can control. Masks are important. Sanitation is very important. Social distancing is very important. The definition of that is being in between 6 feet. The experts from the CDC say you need to be within 6 feet. No more than that. You have to be within 6 feet in order to apply with the social distancing. That's the requirement. All stores mandate that you wear masks. If you have a medical condition in the state of Texas, no child under 10 cannot wear a face mask. But during the future times, we're going to give you some work questions like, we're going to give you some tips for staying cool wearing a mask, how to keep your glasses from fogging up wearing a mask, I have this problem, and asking a question. Can you be around someone who might be exposed and not get it? And give you a comprehensive guide to face masks. And a question, isn't there a safe and warm way to gather outside during the pandemic? I've asked this many times, and we're going to give you the answers in the near future. Coming up, Joe Biden was elected, has just become president hours ago. We're going to give you the very latest about who was there and who was not there when we come back. Welcome back. If you didn't get the news, Joe Biden was elected the 46th president of the United States. This comes after President Trump was impeached. I'm not going for the trial, but we don't know if it's going to be during or after. If it's after, we'll give you the very latest. But what I do want to focus on is what's going to be happening when Biden was president. So, we're going to be focusing on a couple of the issues that's going to be happening. Starting with the first. How the Biden administration will affect gas prices. Take a look.
Eddie Christensen talked to an expert in the oil industry and weighed in on that issue.
Some oil experts say that economic principles will play a factor into whether gas prices go up or down. And with the new administration, that could be a factor. Michael Bergsma, an oil and gas geophysicist, says gasoline prices will go up substantially and thinks the Biden administration will raise taxes on it. He says the economic principle of supply and demand directly affects gas prices. Bergsma says the pandemic did play into the supply and demand of gas, affecting its prices.
COVID will no longer be limiting travel in the U.S. and worldwide, and airline travel. The price of gasoline will go up because more demand for it.
In Corpus Christi, Andrew Christensen, Chris 6 News.
That's one take. That's the other take. That's just one take. But even smaller communities will weigh in on the new administration.
Live TV from 85 plus channels with locals.
But what's going to happen during the trial, no one knows. I haven't given you the very latest.
Over 7,000 people has greatly suffered from COVID-19.
I personally lost my mother.
A county of just over 7,000
But there's a lot of people. I mean, Joe Biden's now president.
people has.
That's the only thing, gas prices. Higher tax on oil is the big issue. The price of oil has been struck. But the higher the oil, the higher the gas prices. The higher the gas prices will be. Now, immigration.
A solo un día de la toma de posesión.
Yeah. That's just basically one of the things that Biden's going to be focusing on. Immigration and oil price and gas prices. And that's a really big issue. Coming up, safety break. We're talking about the fire drills and basically how to properly use the fire alarm. How to properly use the fire alarm. I'm going to give you some safety details on how to do both of those things when we come back. It's a mental checklist many of us go through when we leave the house. What, if anything, do we leave on? The iron, the coffee maker, the oven? You better make sure those are turned off. But many Americans will tell you that fire safety is really, really important. And that's why I'm going to be discussing the Fire Safety 2021 on a new segment I'm calling Safety Break. What that means is I'm going to be discussing with you a whole different types of safety. From fire safety, crossing the street safely, escalator safety. So if you look up types of safety, there's all kinds. You got workplace safety. You got safely crossing the street, highway. You got, this is according to Wikipedia. There's the types. You got normative safety, substantive safety, presumed safety, security safety. You got fire safety. You got. So I want to begin with fire safety first because that is a big issue and no one else is doing anything about it. You tell your children don't play with fire, yet they play with fire. So that's why today we're going to be discussing fire safety. And what that did, the Great Red Cross. So, with the help of Clara, I'm going to be asking her some questions like, during the COVID pandemic, how can we protect ourselves from fire? Just like this, like, hi Clara, my name is Jonathan Carmody with Give Me a Break. I wanted to ask you some questions on fire safety for my show, for my topic on my show called Safety Break. So this may take a while, but I'm going to give you some fire safety tips while I'm talking with Claire from the Red Cross. So the best way to do is to install smoke alarms like this. You have to, like, where should you install smoke alarms? The best way to install them is not in your bathroom. Every place, the bedroom, the hallway, the kitchen. Like, you need to install smoke alarms at every level of your home. You need to test out your smoke alarms every month. I recommend you do it like once a week, not every month. If they're not working, change the batteries. If there's dust in there, you need to vacuum it out every now and then. Talk with your family members about a fire escape plan. Practice the plan twice a year. If a fire occurs in your home, get out, stay out, call for help. Never go back inside for anything or anyone. Your items can be replaced, like your TV, a video game controller. Things can be replaced. And when cooking, you need to make sure that you have a fire extinguisher at your place, at your side every time. So basically, you should have a lot of smoke detectors. Here's another 5 safety tips from Clever. Start by getting an emergency kit together with any medical supplies you may need, then map out an escape plan and just jot down some places where you can access useful information. And if you have some emergency apps downloaded on your phone, you can get a lot more information. And the question of how many smoke detectors should you have in one house? Well, yeah, you gotta have every smoke detector. Well, yes, you need to have every single smoke detector, and there are several different types. There's Class A fires, Class B, Class C, D, E, and there's a lot of fires. Why is it important to me to talk to you about this? Well, it's very important because fire can affect thousands of companies each year, resulting in injury, lost customer trust, and building damage by establishing. But there's 5 types of fires: Class A, B, C, D, and Class K. Each fire involves different flammable types of materials. I'm not going to go through all of this. The purpose of these fire drills is to familiarize employees with emergency procedures, and the location means egress components provided within the facility. It's a tool. It's a tool used to ensure that occupants react properly within the effect of an actual emergency within the facility. When we come back, we're going to give you more about the fire drill and the fire safety alarm, what you should not do. Stay with us. Look, no doubt that your school has fire drills, your workplace has fire drills, but these are very, very important. Every place, they have a fire alarm, they have a starter. The manager has to start the fire every now and then, whether there's a fire or capacity fire drills. But do not, I repeat, do not do it for April Fools. Just because it's April Fool's Day does not give you the right to go up to the fire alarm, pull it, and say April Fool's Day. What I'm going to do is show you a clip. And this is very fictional. You may remember an old TV show called Caillou. Now, that show got canceled because it's teaching kids how to throw temper tantrums. After 20 years, that show got canceled because of all of the temper tantrums. He was 4 and throws temper tantrums. 2 years older. That's the terrible twos. And I'm glad that I'm really glad that the show's over because it was teaching people how to throw temper tantrums. That was unacceptable. Okay, take a look.
It's April Fool's Day. I am going to pull down the fire alarm switch since there is no fire. Ha 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 ha.
It's the fire alarm that goes off. Get in line, please. Single file.
The good news is that there's no fire around this premises. The bad news is that someone allegedly...
And now the big lesson here is...
We can't believe you got suspended.
Mom and Dad.
It was not a very funny prank.
Now here is a lesson for everyone.
When the fire alarms go off, we have to take them seriously.
Yes, as you heard, when every single fire alarm goes off, we have to take it very seriously. And you need to take it seriously too. Pulling the fire alarm should not be used as an April Fool's joke. If you see a fire, you need to pull down the fire alarm immediately. And if they ask why'd you pull down the fire alarm, because there was a fire. Where was the fire? Like if it was in a science lab or somewhere else. I mean, you should not be doing it as an April Fool's joke. That's going to cause major destruction to the fire department and a lot of other people. The best safety tips you have to do is stop, drop, and roll. If you're on fire, there's 3 things. Do stop, drop, and roll. That's it. Stop, drop, and roll. We're back in a moment. Before I leave you, I had planned to give you a topic about churches and masks. Not the restaurant churches, but church. Like preachers and stuff. I had planned to give you a topic about churches and face masks. But we're out of time, and I want to save that for next week. But here's something that you will see on Friday. Another safety topic. I'm reporting to you from outside. We're talking about how to cross the street. It's a very big issue here that I see plenty of people like running across the middle of the street where a car gets hit by people. And doing this topic will help out many of you and teach kids to always cross with an adult. That's tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. That's on Friday. I hope to see you then. Along with any other topics. That's all of this edition of Gaming Break Wednesday going to Thursday. We'll see you again at Gaming Break Friday for Safety Break. I'll see you then from outside the studio. Good night, everyone.